Good morning and welcome to the news on New Day. We're coming to you live from the John Hammond Street at Kanda here in Accra. My name is Judith Awoche Tando. In the headlines this morning. Police in Kumasi on manhunt for young man who stabbed a student of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology to death. Also this morning, WA Circuit Court remands 35-year Master of Ceremony for defiling 11 schoolgirls aged between 10 and 15 years. ECOWAS meet on Niger crisis in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, on Thursday. Meanwhile, Mali and Burkina Faso have sent a delegation to express solidarity with the junta in Niger. And on the international front, Ukraine arrests woman over alleged plot to kill President Zelensky. Details of these stories and more coming up shortly. Please do stay with us. We start with politics now. A new Patriotic Party flag-bearer aspirant, Alan Tremanting, has told delegates of the party in the Ashanti region to elect an old and experienced person like him and not a newcomer. He says aside his great transformation plan for the country, it is his vision to reward party executives of all ranks. William Evans Inkum joined him on his tour of the region and has come through with the following report.
A mammoth reception for the former Trade and Industry Minister in his home region, which is the stronghold of the ruling NPP. A 6-day tour of the Ashanti region has just begun for him, weeks after his closest contender, the Vice President, left. In his hometown, Ejuso, the chief, Nana Afrani Okese IV, did not mince words. They know you win. I support you to win. Do not be afraid of anyone. Over 4,000 delegates welcomed him in both Konongo and Kumawu. A major boost for his campaign when the Deputy Railway Development Minister and MP for Asante Achim South says he has decided to join his campaign. I was working for Dr. Bawumia's team, but they did not trust me because we are related. I have decided to join my brother. Blood is thicker than water. Alan Kwadwo Tremanting says the party needs an old and experienced person to lead. You need to vote for me because I am old and experienced in the party. I have your interest at heart. I appeal more to the swing regions, and that is what we need to break the 8. Alan will spend 6 days in the Ashanti region.
Now, resort to alternative means rather than force. That's the clarion call from security experts to ECOWAS amidst escalating tensions within the West African sub-region. This is after the deadline to reinstate ousted Mohamed Bazoum in Niger expired. ECOWAS is to meet on Thursday again with the military junta shutting their airspace in wait of a possible attack. Eric Mawinaibeta reports.
It's been tense in the last 72 hours with citizens in West Africa anxious about whether or not the sub-region could be plunged into chaos. The 7th coup in the last 3 years this time has not sat down well with the regional body ECOWAS, which threatened military intervention should the uranium-rich Niger not return to constitutional rule by Sunday, August 6th. A meeting by the chiefs of defense staff of member states of ECOWAS has agreed subsequently on a roadmap for the military intervention. But former executive director of the West African Network for Peace Building WANEP, Emmanuel Bombande, says ECOWAS has been deploying old tools to tackle the unprecedented security crisis in West Africa.
What you see happening that you are calling an inflection of a wound on itself is related to the lack of the political will for the type of reforms that would have updated these tools for deployment by ECOWAS. So we are using old tools to respond to unprecedented crises that we've never witnessed before.
The deadline has elapsed, with the junta failing to heed to any of the directives of ECOWAS. The coup leaders have shut Niger's airspace while deploying their military across the country's border in wait of a possible attack.
We have to get through contributing countries to contribute. Then the mandate, formations, listing of contingencies. All these things will take not less than 6 months before we can intervene. So to say 1 week we are coming was unfortunate. Secondly, even if we did, the ramifications would have been worse.
The leadership of ECOWAS are expected to on Thursday convene an extraordinary session in the wake of the elapse of their timeline to consider their options, which strongly include a military intervention. For security consultant Festus Aboagye, a possible military intervention could have at least 4 possible outcomes. The first being a strong resilience from the military junta, with the ECOWAS mission facing catastrophic failure. The second, a quick success for ECOWAS, with the military junta removed quickly. A possible outcome, according to the security expert, is a standoff between both sides, resulting in the casualties and losses over an extended period of time, like currently being witnessed in the ongoing Ukraine-Russia war. Lastly, an initial victory for ECOWAS until the military junta resurfaces with resilience, and both cases leading to massive losses. With all that though, the consensus continues to be one from experts. ECOWAS stays the gun and choose diplomacy.
Well, still on the subject, the ranking member on the Defense and Interior Committee of Parliament, James Agaga, says ECOWAS should be proactive in preventing democratically elected leaders who tamper with constitutions of their countries. The Member of Parliament for Busa North says good governance and constitutionalism is the only way for democracy to thrive in the sub-region.
We use Guinea as an example. You have a country which has a constitution. Now, the Constitution sets term limits for presidents. And yet, when the president of that country decided to amend the Constitution to create room for him to contest for a third term, ECOWAS was quiet. In fact, the country was not even sanctioned. So that is why I think that ECOWAS itself must be proactive. Now, the people have no choice. In that country, the military have to intervene, because what the president, the civilian president, attempted to do in a way amounted to a coup. So good governance, constitutionalism, respect for the rule of law is something that civilian authorities must not tamper with. When we tamper with some of these arrangements that we have had, you create room for military adventurers to take the law into their hands and create trouble for all of us.
On to one of our headline stories now. The police in Kumasi is on a manhunt for a young man alleged to have stabbed his friend to death. The deceased, Lambert Frimpong, is a 23-year-old second-year history and politics student at the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology.
A disagreement between two friends would later cost one his life. Lambert was reportedly stabbed multiple times by the suspect, Victor, popularly known as Yolo. Occupant of this building said they heard the two friends exchanging words, but never expected it to end in this tragic manner. These visible bloodstains paint a picture of severity of the stabbing. Close sources revealed that the deceased was stabbed in the armpit and rib. The suspect is said to have left the scene immediately. Even though nothing can be done to bring back our brother, arresting and prosecuting the perpetrator will assuage our pain. We have suffered a big loss. Assembly member for Kronom Kwapra, Pius Echampo, said residents are assisting the police to arrest the suspect.
Once arrested, definitely we will hear more. The suspect do not live around Kwapra here. So definitely the police, once they are aware of his hideout, they will definitely go around and search for him.
Lambert was preparing to return to school to write his end of semester exams when the incident happened. His body has since been deposited at the Komfo Teaching Hospital morgue for autopsy. The family of the deceased is trusting the police to arrest the perpetrator and allow the law to take its course. Residents have also shown their commitment to support the police fish out this suspect. Ibrahim Abubakar, TV3 News, Bronco, Ashanti region.
On to some more stories. Child rights advocates are calling on the police to do more to protect children who have faced inhumane treatment in their communities. Now, they were reacting to a grave act of cruelty meted out to 2 children in the Oti region by some questionable adults who tied their victim to trees for claimed minor infractions. A report by Peter Kwao Adato.
A boy of about 10 years old was tied to a tree in the bushes on July 22, 2023 at Old Chantine, a fishing community in the Kratchi West district of the Otin region. The victim, Emmanuel, claimed that the suspect, Kobe, aka Apache, tricked him into the woods that he was going to carry some stuff from the next community and then accused him of stealing his bread. The victim, who's not enrolled in school, is reportedly staying with a fisherman identified only as Kwabena. The Kratchi police later rescued the victim and arrested the culprit.
I haven't looked at the footage. It's like that they were preparing the child for slaughter because no human being should be put into that situation. And so I don't think it is the best for this particular child to be given back to their parents. But in any case, whom is the child living with? Is he living with his real biological parents? If not, what did the child come to do there?
The second incident happened last week at Akar in the Jasikan district of the Otu regions. The 9-year-old boy was reportedly accused of plugging 2 oranges without the owner's consent. The suspect tied the victim to the orange tree and walked away. The boy's parents became concerned about his situation while they looked for him. The suspect has since gone missing and is being sought after by the police.
Then I think immediately all those stakeholders who are working towards the best interest of this child should hand over the child to the social welfare for the best place for the child also to enjoy his life.
One news coming in is that Fred Nyama, who is a parliamentary aspirant for the Ayawaso West Wuogon seat, has withdrawn from the parliamentary race. We'll bring you more details of this particular subject in the subsequent bulletins. But moving on to some more stories, a circuit court in Wa has remanded 35-year-old local master of ceremony accused of defiling 12 children into police custody to reappear on Monday, August 14. The accused, Rashid Ahmed, aka Anata, is facing 7 counts of defilement contrary to Section 1012 of the Criminal Offences Act 1960, Act 29.
The accused person's plea was not taken. The prosecution claims that because the police investigation is still ongoing, Rashid Ahmed, also known as Anata, was brought up to ask for remand. Rashid Ahmed was detained on Friday, August 4, as a result of police inquiries into various defilement instances that were allegedly connected to him. In a viral video posted in May this year, 3 schoolgirls aged between 10 and 13 years accused the suspect, who is a popular wedding decorator and designer, of defilement after inviting them to his house in Wa. Some of the girls alleged that Rashid Ahmed lured them to his room with the promise of giving them money, biscuits, toffees and food. A formal complaint was made at the Domestic Violence and Victim Support Unit of the Ghana Police Service on behalf of the 3 defiled schoolgirls. Medical examination at the Wa Municipal Hospital showed positive signs of vaginal penetration.
Because there are still some few loose ends that we need to tie, police will continue with the investigation. But because of the interest generated, we intend to do a daily trial of this matter. We have already prayed to the court to let us do a daily trial of this matter beginning Monday. So we should have served him with all the necessary documents by Wednesday so that we can start the trial on Monday. And thankfully, if we get a daily trial, we might end this case in just 2 weeks.
Now, the 2023 Basic Education Certificate Examination, BECE, enters the second day today with lots of expectations. A total number of 600,714 candidates comprising of 300,323 males and 300,391 females from 18,993 participating schools entered for the school examination. Now, the number of candidates that registered for this year's BECE is 8.8% higher than the 2022 entry figure of 552,276. Now, on the international front, Ukraine Security Service says a woman has been arrested over a Russian plot to kill President Volodymyr Zelensky. The service said she had tried to find out the itinerary ahead of his visit to the flood-hit city in June. Now, they allege that ahead of the visit, she tried to gather intelligence to try to find out Zelensky's plans in the southern Mykolaiv region. Ukraine regularly accuses local residents who support Russia of passing information to help Moscow's military. Zelensky confirmed he had been informed about the arrest, saying that the head of the SBU had updated him about the fight against traitors. And that's all for the 6 a.m. news here on TV3. My name is Judith Awatche Tando, and of course, Roland, Cookie, and Bella are with me in the studio with the rest of New Day.
Did you hear how she called you Roland? Roland? Hello, darling.
She's in high spirits.
Hey, I like the way you slanged his name. That was really nice.
I said Roland.
You said Roland. Roland.
Really?
Miss UK, how you doing?
Really?
Yeah, but how she get it? This morning we're on a roll.
Today you guys are on me.
How you doing?
Oh, I
How
see.
you doing?
I'm great, and you?
I'm good, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have you slept?
Sorry?
Have you slept? Because your eyes are giving you away. What did you do last night?
Oh,
you were
I didn't
reading?
do much.
Or you were praying?
I didn't sleep early though, but
we can give you the rest of the day off. Don't worry.
Hour.
We're saying it on TV. Your boss understands. Take the rest of the day off, like Oliver always says.
Oh no,
Oliver says you can take the rest of Friday off.
Oh no, yesterday when we finished the show, he was like, "Okay, we're done. You can take the rest of the day off."
Imagine?
Yeah. So Judith, we're allowing you to
really
take the day off. Yes,
Sure.
yes. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. How are you?
Not bad. How
Yeah.
you doing?
We two
We're
seem
matching.
to be in the same colors. Yeah.
We're in the spirit.
Yes.
Right.
We went to the same
Hallelujah.
church on Sunday.
Alpha hour.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're in the Kantanka spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have interaction with him, though.
Yes, we will. After that tweet yesterday. I mean, there are diverse opinions on this, but we'll get into that. So if you're watching this morning, good morning to you. We have an exclusive with Kwadwo Sarfo Kantanka Jr. as he responds to claims that his company did not even meet the 12 gentlemen and one lady who embarked on that trip from Accra to London yesterday. And he's going to be speaking to us in a couple of minutes, so don't miss that. Don't miss that at all.
He's actually posted it on his story. It looks like he's pumped for it. He says, setting the record straight. So, yes, we're ready for it.
Awesome.
We're waiting for
I
it.
see.
So, yep.
We're looking forward to that.
Honorable Dominic Echampong of Edriso says that for all the things that he's done for Ghana, he has to be forgiven if any mistakes were made. But so far, it's been indicated that his inability to meet those individuals was not his fault.
He says what heads must roll.
He said that is Kantanka himself.
No, but the person who sent the message says that even if he's guilty, we must forgive him because of all his contributions to the nation.
Certainly.
So, I mean, this will be in relation to his dad or Junior. Which one are we talking about?
I think both of them. I think both of them.
Junior.
Junior.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because it's Junior who runs
the business.
Are people angry at him? I think people are rather saying that this is costing him business and some global visibility. Because imagine if he had also allowed his cars to go on the roads, even though he's saying he wasn't aware of it. Imagine, you know, the publicity and the fact that there's even a conversation about auctioning the cars, putting them in a museum.
Yeah.
All that would have helped. And of course, they were working towards a worthy cause. So
yeah.
It would have been good for his business.
I think so too.
But we'll get there.
Whoever did him in, I'm sure should pay for it.
I don't think the person should come to work today. Because he has already fired you indirectly on social media. So what are you coming to look for at work?
Yeah. But I mean, ever since the story broke out yesterday, there are testimonials about him. People are giving positive testimonies about him, how helpful he is and all that. So we'll get into it. He's actually trending on Twitter. Yesterday, I've forgotten the number, but he's at number 4
at the
this morning. Yes, Kantanka is at number 4 this morning. And there's actually a tweet. I'll send it to the group. I think you even sent it yesterday. And I chanced on it again too. But when it's time to talk about it, I'm sure we'll put it out there. But many people are saying that he's a good man. I mean, when it comes to helping, he helps. So it looks like this happened at his blind side.
How, though?
He will explain to us.
It's possible?
It is very possible.
That
it's possible
people
for you
take decisions
yes, it is possible.
To go look for a chief executive and then
and
then they make...
The people around him would not facilitate you seeing him. It's very possible.
But how did they not see the light?
We don't know. We don't know.
Sort of, well, I guess. I mean, they said that even a government official said they should proceed at their own risk.
They can. Why are they going on the road if they can take a flight, right? So,
it doesn't make sense. Of course, anybody can fly, but this is for a reason.
Not everybody sees what you see, so...
Anyway.
Unfortunately.
Guys, this morning, big issues will come